We're back.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Well, I haven't been here in a while, and I think it's been a little crazy. So, welcome back to the really, really big show. Shout out to Woodstock Inn and Brewery. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing well. Welcome. Actually, this is our official end of season 1 episode.
Yeah, but it's been a long season. How many episodes have we done?
I think this is our 35th.
Wow, that's a lot. We're impressive.
It's like a Netflix, like Hallmark movie.
So, are we gonna leave? Well, are we gonna leave people hanging? Like, am I gonna pull a gun out on you or something like that, or
It could. Well, that'd be a hell of a shot. I'm far away, but if there's anyone in the room that could take you out, that would be that would be something.
Well, there's somebody in here, but I couldn't get him. So I guess we'll kick this off with some shots on goal. Bruins have a must-win game tonight. I really thought they would cruise to maybe a 5 or 6 game series win against the Islanders, but it's the NHL, it's the NBA, it's going to go 7 games, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to sound like I'm jinxing. I start watching it and they start losing. I shut it off. They score goals. So yeah. I'm like going from Fox or whatever back to check the Bruins. But last night I checked and they had 43 shots to 18, and they were losing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dude, Brad Marchand was it the game winner the other night that he shot across into the top side of the – I mean, it was so incredible. I thought, well, that's either just like he just ripped it or he specifically meant to put it there. Either way, incredible. I mean, just absolutely – that guy's just so incredible. I'd love to be Brad Marchand.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's on any other team, like I told our friend from the North, Tony Thorpe, on any other team, we would hate him, but he's ours. And so we love him.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, that's my first one. What else? What do you got?
Oh, nothing really. We were talking before about the Patriots and how they let Julio Jones go to the Titans. He's going to be wearing number 2, which is one of those things that, the new NFL is allowing. But I just think, like I said before to you, that I think that if they're going to spend that much money at the beginning of free agency, unprecedented, on the 2 best tight ends in the game, spend the 2 and the 4 and go get Julio Jones, because you got to give Mac Jones someone to throw long to. The whole stretch the field thing, I don't really understand that, but you got to have someone that can get down the field and get open. So that's my shot on goal.
There's 4 guys. There's 4 guys in the quarterback room. Who's the odd man out? Is it Jarrett Stidham or is it Brian Hoyer?
No, Hoyer's going to be there to be a coach. This is probably his last year ever. They're going to pay him a minimum of a couple $1 million or $1 million, and he's going to be. Hey Ted, how are you, buddy? And he's going to be a coach. That's what I think, because I don't think Cam's going to make it out of the second or third game. I really don't.
Yeah. Shout out to Theodore Vivian Legal. How are you, Ted? Another shot on goal for me. Have you seen now Walmart, Target, Best Buy they're all closing for Thanksgiving this year. Now they've spun it as we're doing this for our employees. Bull crap. You know why they're doing it? Because we ain't going out shopping no more. We're buying everything online. The day of one of my favorite terms in that world was always doorbusters. Like, I always felt it was so stupid, like a doorbuster. It's such a great deal. We're just going to knock the door down. But people I think we're just going to online shop and just let it show up. We don't care about a doorbuster. Put a doorbuster online and send it to my house in 4 days.
Well, that goes right along with the, President Washington's birthday car sale. I get that same freaking deal on Carvana tomorrow and have it delivered to my house. The world has changed.
Right. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to watch. Hey, Tony, how are you? Tony Vivian Thorpe, it's nice to see you on. This last shot on goal for me, Chris Harrison's out on The Bachelor.
Ooh, now, so I abandoned The Bachelor a long time ago. He's the host, right?
Yeah.
Is there a hashtag Me Too thing going on with him?
Well, it's the cancel culture thing, and I would tread lightly on this. Like, he said something that was stupid and he made a mistake, right? But we now live in this world where if you make a mistake, you can't learn from it, and you can't make amends, and you're fucking done. You're out of here.
How do you think Bill Clinton would be in this era? I did not have sex with that woman.
I don't know, but it bothers me, and so I'm probably, I was a diehard, right? Like I would like Bachelor summer stuff. I'm there, but I can't. I don't know if I can watch it without Chris Harrison. So, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I think that they should find Dunkelman. Do you remember Dunkelman?
I do. Yeah. The other co-host of American Idol, I'm sure.
First season.
One season. He probably screwed the pooch on that deal. The only other, this is like a baby shot on goal, is shut up, Wes. Baby shot on. Wes is wearing pink today, and he's calling us out for talking about
It's amazing how Wes's comments get right up there.
Baby shot on goal, because we haven't been live in a couple of weeks, and I just want to remind you that in early April, you said this was going to be the longest summer of baseball ever for the Red Sox, and they're a game and a half out. They're playing pretty well.
Well, but yeah, okay.
No, you can't. No, there's no but.
No but. But you
saw.
Throw
an and. Put an and in there. Put an and.
Okay. And you saw last night what they look like against a really good team. I don't think that there's anyone in the East that is, other than Tampa Bay, that's really going to give them a run. Sorry, Tony Thorpe and Ray. I was looking Ray Campbell. I was looking for a gift to put in Megaminder of a sweep of with the Yankees logo last week, but I couldn't bring myself to do that to you.
Yeah. Well, they've got 3 against Houston. So if we take 2 out of 3, can you expect more than that?
Not from what I thought in April. So I'm grateful.
Well, clearly, because you said this is going to be the longest summer of baseball ever.
Just like the stock market, I can be right about some things and wrong about other things as long as I win in the end,
Well, I think today we're talking about happy Megaversary, because tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of Megamind, which you can see right here, that little Megamind sign, which was a mastermind group that we started a year ago. And 21 people, and it's been absolutely incredible. Wesley, why don't you jump on here? Wes, aka Black Bart, is back. If he can jump on, there he is. He was completely gray yesterday, and today he's Black Bart. So, Wes, is there anybody else in the green room yet, or no?
We have got Mr. Sean Litvak.
Well, bring Sean in.
Kellen.
Bring them all on if we can fit.
Right.
How many can we fit on the screen? Look at all these wonderful people.
Look at those handsome and beautiful people.
I think
Michelle and Kellen.
So not to like rehash too much of the past, but we all got together, we all started a mastermind group, and it was probably, you look at the pandemic and a lot of people will look back at it fondly, and they'll say, this happened and that happened, and I was closer to my family, and it changed my life. And we always look back on things like that, I think, with some form of reverence of good things that came out of it. We don't want to focus on the bad. And so I'd like to, maybe we'll start with Kellen Ann, because Kellen was, I think, the first person to accept the invite into Megamind. So Kellen, why don't you share like 1 or 2 things, maybe that 3 things that you learned over the last year, whatever you want to talk about, that you learned and that you're taking moving forward.
The most important lesson is that it's okay to day drink.
Megaminders are very quick on their feet as well.
I know. I think I was probably, I would call myself skeptical of accepting new friends and relationships before this started, just because of past life, past relationships, So what I learned is that there really are a group of people out there that genuinely care. They want to support you. They want to help you succeed. They don't want to crush you down. And they have become some of my best friends in the quickest amount of time that I've ever let myself be friends with. And that you guys, I love every single one of you.
Okay, so that's all the mushy gushy crap. Like,
Okay.
Give me like Give me something nuts and bolts that
Okay, well, that allowed me
Teddy Legal is watching right now. What's something that he can learn from you today that he can carry?
Okay, what I did learn by letting people in is trusting my own intuition and realizing that the path I was on it wasn't the right path for me. And I learned from each one of you, different careers, different, you all gave different and amazing expertise that allowed me to make educated decisions to do what I love instead of just taking a job. So, and I've never read so many books in my life than I did in the last year.
True that.
Well,
let's go with the second person I think that accepted, which was Timothy Vivian Lord. Mr. Lord, what was your takeaways or 2 or 3 from this past year?
Well, I can, my only mushy thing is that the year wouldn't have been the year that I had without you guys. Because of you, I stayed motivated. I've been in this studio now for 16 months by myself. And to have this community on Mondays and Fridays and throughout the week, just checking in with each other. And more importantly, and here comes the nuts and bolts, helping everyone stay motivated and focused and accountable. Those 3 things. But the one thing is be open. I learned, not that I ever was, but the thing I could tell, like people like Ted or other people that are looking at Megamind as a success, because a lot of mastermind groups don't last this long. Especially ones that are free, you know what I mean? Is be open to accepting people for who they are and the strength they bring to the table, and be open to all of those kind of relationships.
Yeah. Michelle?
Hey, y'all. Well,
all y'all.
Hey, all y'all watching. Hey, absolutely, I concur with everything that has been said. And it is amazing what can happen, what you can do when you surround yourself with people who are on your side, who are cheering for you, who are not, are not feeling competition with you. They want you to win. We all want each other to win. And, there may be some days when I might feel so inclined to say, you know what, that's enough for today. But I have learned from Megamind not to stop until I am proud of what I have done. Okay. Because I've got a bunch of people who are holding my feet to the fire and making sure that I do the very best that I can do. And that has absolutely been proven time and time again over this past year. And it works. It works. And just do it. Don't just talk about it. Do it. Now, my nuts and bolts thing, although that kind of was, make a video. Don't be afraid to make a video. Don't be afraid to go.
Should we go there? Should we go there?
I think we should.
I was afraid to say that because I know you and I know what you're going to do. But you know what? If you want to, because I'm going to tell you, if there's anything that is an example of what we're talking about, that's it. So why don't you tell the people?
Well, no. Well, let me do my impersonation.
Okay.
Go ahead.
How the hell you shut this off?
Is this on?
Is this on?
And Michelle does this. She makes her first video in our group. She makes a video and she goes, I don't know how to. I'm just gonna turn my phone off. And so literally, she just turns the phone off to end the video.
That's right.
And now you host a show and you're doing videos on Instagram.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that wasn't only my first video with y'all. That was my first video. Okay?
That was the moment I fell in love with you.
And yes, I did. And I kind of I was on my front porch and I threw my phone down. I was like, you know what? And here we are. So
I hate that Eric after she was saying, I hate him.
Well, let's go to number 5 next, Mr. Litvak, who him and George Washington have been together this whole time. Mr. Litvak, what do you have to say, sir?
So I've got this terrible internet connection today, and you guys have been clipping the whole time. Hopefully, I am not clipping. I gotta tell you, am I clipping? Am I clipping?
What's clipping?
There you go. Oh, he's
okay. Am I clipping now?
You're good.
Am I clipping? And I'm clipping again.
This is just like the leadership.
I'll be back.
Well, Wesley, what do you got, sir?
Well, first and foremost, the kiss that Michelle laid on me has finally wore off. It took several days before it wore off.
People pay big money for that, Wes.
And I think I'm very pretty in pink, by the way, Eric.
So let me interject just for a second. I get bashed for putting hearts on my envelopes from the wives of this group, but you didn't get bashed for a big red lipstick print on your cheek?
I heard he said that Randy did it.
Yeah, I blamed it on Brian. So
now
I think that the first and foremost thing is the ability to go live and have this entire group or put a post out and have a minimum of 5-6 people just immediately start going through and commenting and liking and sharing. And I was talking to the people at the Cincinnati meetup, and one of the things that I find just absolutely intriguing about this mastermind is the fact that we have stayed so not only engaged, but so close, because not only do I feel like they're close members, but I think just as Kellyanne had said, is I feel like, best friends, with these people. And that doesn't always happen. The internet has made things extremely small in the sense that, now geography really doesn't matter. I mean, you can be across the world and still be, considered best friends with somebody that you'll never probably meet, but yet you consider them to be your, brother from another mother or sister from another mister, whatever the girl version of that is. And I just think that's amazing. But I like the laughs. I love the cutting up. Yet another thing that we talked about in Cincinnati was if you're in this group, you better have a thick skin. Because if you don't, it's not going to be your jam. But I was talking to somebody about masterminds this week, and one of the things I would tell somebody, just as a aside to share, you'd said something about Ted. If you're in a group and you're not getting what you want out of it, I've never been in it. We just added Bruce. But the whole Alcoholics Anonymous, where they say sometimes you need the meeting and other times it needs you. I think that is something that should be applied to basically anything that you're part of, but especially a mastermind, because you may not always be getting out of that mastermind what you think you should be, and you might decide, what, this isn't for me. But my question to you would be, what are you providing to it? If you're not getting something out of it, it may very well be that you're not either participating, or it might mean that it's time for you to step up and kind of mix the pot again. Because that's one thing that, again, Kellen said was, if you have people holding your feet to the fire, I think it was Michelle, that is something that if you have a running partner in anything, it doesn't matter if it's a diet challenge, anything, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's like a Le Mans coach. I mean, you really need to have that person or persons pushing you to either get through it or have help. And I would hold the Megaminds up, to the nth degree. So that's my 2 cents.
This is literally the most he's ever talked on our show, Tim.
Can we ask him not to say Lamaze and pushing in the same sentence again, please?
Well, speaking of not participating much, Bruce, how are you?
I went and grabbed my
we're having everybody.
Shirt.
Yeah, that's some gear
shirt
right there. Just kind of talking about maybe what you've learned over the last year, that if somebody watched this, you could throw out 1 or 2 or 3 things, that something real life nuts and bolts that you could say, hey, I learned this and I'm applying it and it works.
I learned that how to play in the playground and share my toys, so that I'm not always taking, I'm giving. And the fact that we're working together in the groups that we're working together in is really valuable. And the fact that I've been watching since the beginning of the show, and the fact that we are holding each other accountable. If you're not in a mastermind group, it's important to join some sort of group that will hold yourself accountable. Because if you put it out there and if you write it down and you just hold yourself accountable until you actually share it, it's easy for you to just say, well, I'm not going to do that today. But if you start sharing that with other people who will say, have you done this? And you say, well, no, I haven't done this. Well, you said you were going to. When are you going to?
I love that. I want to interject. A perfect example of that is Mr. Litvak, who said, I'm going to finish my book. And then we harassed him like for 5-6 weeks before finally he finished it. Mm-hmm. Right? Because he got tired of hearing, right? He froze again, which is even better. He's like frozen.
I think he's pretending to freeze.
Yeah. So Sean was a perfect example.
It is finished. That. It's now being edited.
Good. You just kick him out again, Wes. I mean, he's just going to waste our time with this stuff. So
poor Sean.
Yeah. I think some of the other
internet today. I don't know why.
One of the things I wrote down was talking about crush and brag, which I felt like was kind of cool for us throughout the year. If you're watching this, we live in this world where a lot of the folks on this screen or that are in this group are very high producers and top end producers. And when you are that way in an organization, what happens is if you're the lead dog, people say, oh, they're lucky, or, oh, they were given this, or they didn't work hard for that. And it's cool to come into a group and be like, look, I did this today, and here's what happened. And we didn't judge you and say, oh, you got lucky. We freaking carried you around like you were Rudy because it's fun to come into a group where we're not all in the same field or we're not all in the same organization, but we all get success. And I think that's cool to be part of that. I think that was one of the coolest things of this year for me.
Yeah.
I like the fact that we were able to crush and brag on our professional successes, but we also were supportive during personal successes. And, I don't think other masterminds have that mixed together. I think, they may be friends and, professionals and things like that. But I honestly feel that #family understates what we really are.
No doubt.
Tim?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Tim.
No, that's I already forgot what I was going to say. But the fact is that, we did keep each other accountable. We did motivate each other. And to Bruce's point, if you're not in a mastermind group, get yourself in one. It may not be the one right then, but try to find another one to keep yourself going. Whether you're coming back to the office already or not, having these kind of communities, I mean, think about it. Our furthest north person is Kim Hubbs and Barry. Our furthest south person would have to be
Randy.
Yeah. We've got people from Iowa all the way to New Hampshire and everywhere in between. You just wouldn't have found this without joining a group like this. And my hat's off to Eric for thinking about it and then making it happen. And here we are a year later tomorrow. Just amazing. Really is.
I know. I'm getting goosebumps.
So.
Well, I think one of the cool things about this too was that, we all see it now, and Michelle is a perfect example of it, but is talking about video. And I think video, which is never going to go away. We may 100% go back to like things are wide open and people just go way back to the way things were. But if you're smart about things, you'll still rely on video. I mean, I'm still sending videos to people every day. And it makes your life pretty easy. And I think that was one of the cool things about this past year was that we were all sending videos. We were all doing video with each other. And when you do video, you hear voice and you see facial expressions and you see where people live and you see Kellen having her background fall on her. And you see all that stuff. And it makes such a huge difference. I had a conversation yesterday with someone about how they got a text message from somebody and I can't believe they said that. And you guys have heard this a million times, but I'm like, we have the greatest communication device in the history of the world in our hands, and you're misreading a text message.
Right.
And it's such a miss. And I think that was one of the other cool things. I mean, if you look at this group of 20 people, how many live shows are going on now? A lot, right? And
I think the entire screen here of 7 of us were doing live.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think some of that too, like I said, so, I didn't want to like get all like that, but I think something I'll take away from this moving forward is, I love crush and brag. If you can, kick ass at work and talk to your friends about it, that's great. It's helped me, learn different ways to communicate. It's just so many things. And so, I now know that Wes loves Britney Spears. I mean, who would have known that? I never would have known that.
You're wrong. So, I don't like her. I love her.
Love her. Love Britney Spears.
So can we get Sean to have a good 30 seconds of internet so he can share with us?
No.
I hope so. I'm telling you. So the number one thing that I learned, was to listen. It's time to reset the router. Another
Oh no!
Time. Hey, Litvak Leadership Live at 4 a.m.
Yeah. I don't know if that's actually happening. I'm supposed to be on there. I don't think that's actually happening. Hey, Wes, will you share a couple of those comments from Ted? He just he wrote a comment about video is new business or something, and he's spot on. Yeah, it's the new sales tool, and I think one of the thoughts I had laying in bed just thinking about this today was we had talked about early on that there were a lot of people that were involved, like in that Gittimer group, which I said I wasn't going to say that name, Tim, and I did. But they were he's I'm out here. They were waiting for the expert to tell them how to climb the mountain. And we had talked about this early on that while they're all being waiting to be told by that person or name any other thought leader in the sales world being told how to go climb the mountain, and they're looking for the magic pill or the magic escalator. And we were climbing the mountain. We may have fallen 3 or 4 times, but we were climbing the mountain and we were figuring it out. And I think that was one of the huge benefits of this group too, is that we took risks together and we screwed up a little bit here and there, but I think that's how you grow and you get better. And it's a funny because they're for as much as you have to have thick skin to be in this group, there is a lot of judgment in a funny way, but there's also no judgment at all, if that makes sense. And so those are some of the best friend relationships you can have. I think there was like a good 2-week period where we talked about Bruce's hair every day. Y'all remember that early on?
I'm jealous of Bruce's hair.
Bruce's flowing locks. That was before Wes even joined.
Except for Michelle, I'm the only one in the group with really good hair.
Yeah. So.
So anyway, Eric, you said a few seconds ago, I don't know who it said, they haven't bought as many books. That was you, right? So I bought a lot of them, and I've read like half of them, right? But the thing that I took away from this group is like what you just said, Eric. Everyone was waiting for a sales guru, a motivational guru, to tell them how to do what they need to do. I don't want to be angry, Tim, but this is common sense, people. We're marketers. All we need is we need a group we need a support system, and that's what this group did. If you're not making it, then go do something else. Yeah. So I don't know. Stop waiting for people to tell you what to do. Just go do it.
Well, the other thing this group did was, we were all in that class. We took the class. We met each other, but we made each other take action. We didn't just sit and take a bunch of classes and kind of, we took action and made things happen. And I think this group got all of us to do that.
No doubt.
So that let no Megamind be left behind.
Wow. Except for Tony Thorpe. We left him behind a long time ago.
Tony.
Poor Tony.
That was his choice.
So numbers about a year ago, I 3x'd my numbers since starting the group, and the fact that you guys kept me accountable. It's like, why are you even setting those goals? And I found reason to. And even though some of these goals that we set are non-monetary, they are proof of purchase or proof of concept. So proof of concept. So if you're out there you're proving that who you are and that you can do it, and your clients see that you're doing it and feel that you can help them do it as well.
Michelle also 3 extra hair this year.
I don't know. I got little hair today. You never know.
When she showed up in Cincinnati, it wasn't big at all.
Maybe that's just maybe that's a camera thing or something. So,
well, it adds 10 pounds. Maybe it's 10 pounds of hair.
Yeah, 10 pounds of hair. Yeah,
could be.
Well,
look, I don't want
to have 5 cameras on me.
I don't want to drag this out all day. I'm hoping that Sean Litbach's Wi-Fi continues to be bad, and then I wanted to do a show this afternoon. So.
Oh, that's right. You're on another show in another half hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah, an hour or something like that. But I'll let Michelle. What's your last word on the eve of Megaversary? What's your last word?
It's changed my life, and I am so thankful.
You're welcome. Kellen, what's your last word?
What she said.
No, come on.
No, just join. I don't know. There's like too much to say for one last word. Video changed my life. I'm going to say that.
All right. Mr. Himmelblau?
My life has not changed at all. I am exactly the same person I was a year ago.
I agree.
And tune in tonight with Kenley speaking with Shell and Kel.
Yes.
Not a Shell. It'll just be Kel tonight.
Not a Shell.
I have to throw in one other thing that highlighted this past year was I can't remember if it was a Monday or a Friday, and Bruce, who's the tech guru, YouTube tech guru, has figured out a way to put himself on the screen on this loop. So it's Bruce just kind of like, we all think he's there. He's not there at all. He's just like,
I'm actually selling that.
I'm actually selling that to people who have to attend long meetings and don't want to. So
it was awesome. I'm like,
check me out.
I don't think he's here. Or how many times we did Zoom meetings where everybody's background was Michelle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
all the time.
Which was
all the time. Tim has the worst one. Tim has one that's like Michelle does Ozzy Osbourne. It's awful.
I wish I could show you all. It's really
so glad you can't.
Well, this has been a great year. Timmy, what do you got for a final word for this past year of Megaversary?
I hope that it continues. No matter what the size, if it's 24 people, if it's 8 people, if it's 2 people on a Monday, if it's 3 people on a Friday, it's kind of like a poker hand that you don't want to end. So you just keep drawing, So I just hope I hope it keeps going.
Wesley Vivian Wyatt, what do you have, sir? Black Bart.
Black Bart. I just can't wait to see what we do this coming year. I mean, I think, they say if you light yourself on fire with enthusiasm, people will watch you burn. So I can't wait to see what kind of fire we come up with this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I would kind of wrap it up. Like I said, I think for me, we all look back on trials and times in our life. And I think it was just like by far the silver lining for me was you guys and just having fun and man, laughing and learning and calling each other out and just so much stuff. It's just been incredible. And I think, I was telling Tim earlier, one of the greatest things about this group is I've got friendships for a lifetime from Canada to Florida, and minus Tony Thorpe. But just kidding. Poor Tony. But no, it's been fun. And I think, surround yourself by people that are better than you, which I was smart enough to do, minus Wes. But we've pulled Wes up a little bit. But surround yourself with people that are better than you and people that think different than you and have real dialogue and real conversation and just watch your life get better through it. And it's been a lot of fun. And so I think just to share, Alan, that's kind of what Alan had maybe said today on a video. And I think, Randy had said the same thing, just make friends for life. So I guess that's all I've got for today. We'll be back next week. Tim, you got any final words other than the longest summer of baseball ever for the Red Sox?
The Red Sox are going to win the World Series. I don't know. I just want the Bruins to win tonight, so that we can continue to have hockey in this town. And no, just a big thank you, Eric, and everyone in Megamind Verse, and everyone that attended was on our first 34 episodes of the Penalty Box Live. So I really appreciate them as well.
Well, there's only one way to end this show.
Frozen hand.